All right, you guys. So we back with another tattoo talk, and today we have my guy Devin.
What's up, man?
In the building. What's up, brother?
Oh man, living the dream, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I came here, to find out how you got the mindset to live this dream.
Oh
here,
man,
brother.
you know, years and years of trial and error. Yep.
All right. So first off, man, we want to start off by introducing everybody to who you are. So, what's your name? Where you from?
Yeah.
Where you grew up at, and just a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Devin Leggett. I came to McDonough in '98. I wasn't born here. I was born in Riverdale, Clayton County. We moved out here, went to school here, went through the recession in '08, kind of bounced around Georgia a good bit, and inevitably ended up back in old McDonough. So I'm here. This is where I've opened my business, and I like it. I like it a lot. You know, it's growing quite a bit, but it's going real well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, how long we been knowing each other? About
almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time, brother.
Crazy, man.
That's crazy, man.
Believe it or not.
So the first day we met each other, you came up. I was a big motorcycle guy.
Right. Yeah.
That was like my thing. Like I was just fascinated with motorcycles. And you came up on your bike to the tattoo shop when we was down.
Oh, me too, man. I was fascinated with bikes too.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a MotoGP racer.
Yeah, when we was younger. So I met Devin. He came to the shop on his bike, and I had literally a beater bike that a Frankenstein pretty much, because I put it together, you know. And I think I asked him about changing the spark plugs. Something of that nature.
We did the plugs. Yep.
I forgot. Yeah, what we did on my bike, right?
Yeah, we did the plugs.
And you know, ever since then, man, Devin been like
been friends, man.
Two peas in the pod.
Linked up,
Yes, sir.
Now I don't even ride motorcycles anymore.
Yeah, I got one, but Devin stopped riding. Yeah. But that's why we're here today, to talk about why you got out of all the things that you used to do.
Yeah.
Into what you got into right now.
Right.
So I guess I want to share with the people how you got into your career field right now, which is insurance.
Insurance, yeah. So I definitely think, you know, I mean, I know not everybody's like religious or anything, but I think it was a God thing for sure. I was working at the plant over here in McDonough, Snapper, you know, which was bought out by Briggs and Stratton. Okay. You know what I'm talking about, over there by the railroad track. Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So working over there, I was on the pressure washing line. I was testing and building pressure washers and just moving up as quick as I could. At the time, you know, after the housing crash, like jobs were hard to come by.
And what year? And how old and what year?
This was the end of 2013, early 2014.
And how old were you at the time?
I was like 19.
19?
Yeah, 19.
Working on the assembly line.
Yep, working at the factory, yeah. And back then, like I said, I mean, you couldn't get a job unless you knew somebody, knew the owner, you know, got a good recommendation. So I applied everywhere, man. You know, it didn't matter. I mean, fast food, academy, whatever. You know what I mean? Retail. I wasn't too good for any job. So I got this job, busting my tail. Got moved to first shift. You know, things were going well. I moved over to the zero turn line where we're building those and testing those as well. And things kind of started to seem like they were kind of coming together. You know, I knew the new district manager of the plant. I met him when he got transferred down from like Kansas or something like that. So just networking.
That's when I first met you.
Actually, this was before. Right before.
Okay.
So we got notice just out of the blue that they were shutting the plant down.
Just out of the blue?
Out of the blue. It was like a Monday. Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Pissed. Pissed, yeah. So, but, you know, with one door closing, it always breeds for opportunity. You know what I mean? I don't believe in luck. I believe in getting after it and then being there for the opportunity.
Say that one more time, brother.
I don't believe in luck, man.
So people can stamp this in their minds. Say it one more time.
I don't believe in luck, you know. People can tell you all day long, well, you got lucky. You know, you're the lucky one. But you weren't. You're the one getting up every morning. You're getting after it. You're out in the world available to receive the opportunity that's going to come your way.
I'm telling you.
But if you're not there to receive, it ain't going to come your way.
No, that's serious.
You know what I'm saying? That's the truth.
Yeah, it is. That's the secret.
Yeah, exactly. Law of attraction, man. You know, you have to be out and about and get it.
Yeah.
So anyways, you know, going back to the whole layoff situation, they told us on a Wednesday, you guys can stay till Friday, finish out production, what we have, or you can go look for new jobs. And I was like, well, I'm getting out of here. So I left that day. I didn't wait till the end of the day or anything. I got out and started hunting for jobs, you know.
Okay. Where did you look?
Well, I went to other plants first because that's what I was doing. You know, distribution centers, went to a few other plants, and then just everywhere, man. You know, I didn't care. I walk in the door and just say, hey, you got an application? Give me a chance, you know. But as I'm doing this, I'm driving around, filling out applications. I got a guy call me from a State Farm office.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, man, I got your information. I don't know where. I didn't submit any information. But he's like, you want a quote? I was like, no, I don't need insurance right now. I need a job, man. Can you get me a job? Like, that was the only thing on my mind. I needed a job. I had bills to pay, you know.
And what date, how long was this? So Friday you didn't stay?
Yeah, Friday.
So when did he call you?
He called me the day I was shopping for jobs. Yeah, this was on the Wednesday that I left.
Oh.
Yeah, as I'm driving around. I mean, perfect timing, man. I'm driving around looking for jobs. Already filled out a few applications.
Level is at 1,000.
At a max, you know, because my income now is zero.
Yeah.
Zero coming in next week, zero coming in the later week.
Yep.
So he called me. He said, you know what? We are hiring, but all offices are owned by individuals. You know, it's not like a corporation where we could hire you and you work down there or anything like that. So I was like, well, I can't drive to North Georgia. You know, I was in a truck, old 95 F-150, burn 7 miles to the gallon, something like that. Yeah, ridiculous. So he sent me all the names and numbers of all the agents where I lived. Okay. And I waited. I got the email. It was either that day or the next day. I can't remember. But sure enough, I called every single one of them. And you know how agents are. They didn't answer the phone. Yeah. But the people in their office did, and I just told them all the same story. Hey, I'm looking for a job. If you guys are hiring or have an opportunity or something, please let me know. Give me a chance. I'm hungry. I'm ambitious. I really want to grow, you know? So didn't hear nothing. Everything was radio silent after that. Okay. So then I was like, well, shoot, I got to get some work going, you know? So I knew I had a mower at home. I had a ride mower. Okay. And I had a little push mower and a weed eater, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to get the door knocking. Okay. I had my pickup truck, so I just went door knocking, man, asking to mow people's grasses, asking to cut their hedges if I can, clean their gutters, you know, scrub the side of their house. I don't care. Whatever I could do to make some money. And I was out making money. Okay. You know, economy was tight back then, so it wasn't a lot of money, you know. Yeah. But I'm doing this, and this went on for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm networking with people too. Actually, at one point, I rolled up on this guy. He worked for ADT. Okay. And I just went and knocked on his door. He lived in the neighborhood of a friend of mine. Okay. And so went and knocked on his door. His grass looked like it needed a little bit of help, you know. And he said, yeah, you know, you can do it. You can come out. We'll pay you $30 or whatever it was. And I was on it, man. I was like, let's go. You know, He said, we're moving, though, so this isn't going to be like a regular thing. But, you know, we'll let you do it now. And so I go over there. I get my mower out, and I'm getting after it, cutting the grass and everything. And then I went to go get paid, and he was like, you know what, do you do bushes too? I said, yeah, I'll do your bushes. So I cut the bushes too, you know, got them all looking good. My bush trimmer died while I was on the way of doing it. Yeah. The neighbor owned a landscaping business, and, you know, just being nice, came over and let me use his trimmer, you know, so I finished up the job. So I finish up, get all done, I go back to the door, and he's like, hey, man, you know, you seem like a real good guy. You seem like a guy that, you know, you get along with people well. You want to come to a bonfire with us tonight? I was like, sure, man. You know, I'll come out to that bonfire. And so I went home.
Where the money at? Did he pay you?
Oh, yeah, I got paid. Yeah, I got paid. Oh, of course.
I was waiting on something.
Without a doubt. No. So I went home, got showered, unloaded all my equipment, and I went back. I brought my guitar, and I didn't know any of these people, man. Like, just met the guy. You know what I mean? And it's all his family and his friends and stuff like that. So I'm hanging out with them. Played a little tunes on the guitar, singing a little bit, and sure enough, man, I landed like 10 more jobs.
Really?
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that, man.
So like a 4-week span.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4-week span.
No problem, man. So I landed a few more jobs from that, just a little gathering, and you know, I'm running around doing the little jobs here and there, still door knocking and all. Well, one day, it was a Saturday, I remember, I had gotten paid in a check. And it wasn't much. It might have been $25 for, you know, taking care of this guy's lawn. And back then, this is when Publix would cash checks. Okay. So I'm over at Publix. I'm dirty, greasy, been working my tail off all day. And I get a call. I didn't notice the number, but I answer every phone call, So pick up the phone, and it's the State Farm office right up the road from me. He's like, hey, man, I saw your name came across my desk. You still looking for work? I said, yeah, absolutely. And so I asked when he was available, and it was a Saturday. So he's like, well, do you want to come in on Monday? And I said, look, I'll tell you what. If you can give me 1 hour, I'll be over there. Give me one single hour. So I cashed my check. I went home. And I didn't have nice clothes back then. You know what I mean? I'm broke. I came from working from a factory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I put together the nicest clothes I had. I had one button up, and I had a nice pair of slacks.
Okay.
So I showered up, get all that stuff going, and then I go up to the State Farm office. And we get to talking, just kind of like you and me are right now, asking me a little bit about my background and stuff. And you know what the nail in the coffin was for getting the job?
What was that?
Telling them about that networking at that bonfire.
Really?
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah, swear to God. He offered me the job, man. I got the job. I was youngest agent in Georgia at the time.
And what year was that?
2014.
2014.
Yep. So I wasn't even 20 yet.
So you've been doing insurance for what's that?
Almost a decade.
Almost 10 years.
Almost a decade. Yeah. Been licensed since 2014, man. Yeah.
Damn.
So I got there. I was green as could be too, man. Trust me.
I think I remember when you first got this job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew each other when you first got this.
Yeah, so I met you shortly after I started working in insurance.
Really?
Yeah. It might have been a year, possibly. Something like that.
I don't know. Because you still had a little Scion back then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I got it. I got my insurance job, got some steady income. Then I bought my bike, and then I bought the Scion. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's coming together a little bit.
Okay, so when you first got into insurance, where did you start at? Like, is it what you specialize in, and like?
I was a sales representative. Okay. You know what I mean? But I did everything. So I did servicing, inbound calls, billing, underwriting. And then cold calling, man, the grueling stuff that nobody wants to do.
Yeah, but it helps you in the long run. Yeah. The conversation.
Absolutely, man. Like nowadays, I can't see a whole lot of people doing what I did back then.
No.
Somebody handed, my boss at the time, handed me a stack of papers like this, All it had was names, phone numbers, and addresses. That's it. I just pick up the phone.
Out of that stack, what was your percentage?
Man, I can't even remember now, but I got a lot of good relationships off of it. If I didn't get them right then,
Eventually.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would be talking to these people about just life, Yeah. I mean, just trying to get better at having my conversations because I was green, man, I didn't know how to talk on the phone. I didn't have any phone etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to these people like a regular old guy.
So having phone etiquette in this industry is like key.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to start with it. You know what I mean? What you do need to start with is ambition and drive.
Okay.
Yep. That self-motivation, not having somebody like over your shoulder saying, you need to do this. You need to make this amount of calls. You need to do all of these parameters.
Nobody tell you what to do.
No.
Just like tattooing. That's why I want to bring up her name, Ellie.
Yeah.
That's why she is right now what she is in her career. Because nobody had to tell her nothing.
Right.
She was eager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, she came in and she was out in she was on the floor tattooing in 6 months.
Okay.
Literally, like the fastest tattoo apprentice I have seen besides like me teaching myself that I know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want it, you can get it. That's the key to life. If you want it, it's not going to be easy.
It's not luck.
It's not overnight. It's not watch a YouTube video and then all of a sudden you're a specialist. It's not like that. You know what I mean? Like, life is about adversity and pain. You know what I mean? And you only get places by suffering. In a good way, though. You know what I mean? You have to suffer through the study and through the time away from your family, the time away from your hobbies, the late nights. That's how you have to suffer. Or you suffer the other way. You suffer without money. You know what I mean? Yeah. You suffer just getting by. You suffer with a mediocre job and you go in and somebody tells you what to do all the time and you get no vacations. Yeah. So you choose your suffer, Yeah. I'll take the suffering of getting ahead all day.
It's a quote that a guy said. It's similar to this. I know I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but if you choose or if you don't choose, you still made a choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Period.
Exactly. Very similar to that, man.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. Both sides of the spectrum of suffering, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just which one you want to deal with.
Which one do you want to do?
One of them is a long time, longevity suffer.
Right.
And the other one is an upfront suffer.
Exactly.
Which is the one that, most people should take, but they take the
easy route, the promise. You know what I mean?
The feeling of feeling good.
I'm a calculated risk kind of guy, man.
Yeah, me too.
Like I'll take that risk all day. Yeah. I mean, that's my job.
I love to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't make a guarantee at all. I could come in tomorrow and not do shit and make $0. You know what I mean? Crazy. Yeah. 100%.
So let's fast forward this a little bit.
All right.
We done kind of swung off. Now, present day, you have your own office.
Yeah, man.
How does it feel, brother?
Great.
How does it feel?
It feels good and more stressful at the same time.
I know.
Yeah, so definitely a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? You got the pros and cons with everything that you do, but I'm glad to be here, man. I busted my ass to get to this point.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I have seen this part right here. This is, you done been through a lot here in the last few years.
Yeah, man. I was to a point where I didn't know if this was going to become possible, and mainly because it's all like...
But what made it possible? Sorry to cut you off. Because this is important.
Timing and eagerness and willingness to make a leap.
So let me ask you this, because I want to kind of, since we here, was it the build up to, like all the choices you made prior that led to that door just being wide open, right?
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
So in the sense of experience and what I needed to know to be able to do this, yes, you know. But like when I planned on doing it, no.
That was the sacrifice, though.
Not at all. I worked at State Farm for almost 7 years.
Okay.
And I did really well over there. I was a top salesman. I was making a comfortable income. I got to a point where I was getting really complacent. And then in 2020, got cancer. You know what I mean? And then I lost my job shortly after. And that was right before COVID happened. And so then I dealt with the adversity of COVID. Started working outside of my industry and an outside sales job, which I can do sales, Yeah. Just wasn't for me, I
think I remember you telling me about that.
My heart was always in insurance. Yeah. Okay. It's just taking care of people, man.
So you stepped away from insurance, right? Due to being sick.
Right, yeah. So I went through a situation where I got unemployed. Right.
Strictly to sales. And then once you left that sales job, because insurance is your passion.
Right.
When you got back into insurance is when this right here came about, pretty much.
Essentially, yeah. So I went through the outside sales position for a while and decided this is not for me. I got to get back to personal insurance. I learned a lot of how different industries work. That was more so what I took from that whole experience.
Okay.
I still do some of the same avenues of what I did in that job. Because sales is sales.
Yes.
You have a product, you have a person, you got to develop interest, and not really just that, but like you're selling yourself too.
Yep.
People want to buy from people they like.
Yep. You got to develop interest.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah. And so what I was doing at the time was heavily saturated. I mean, you're talking these people that I'm going on sales calls to are getting 15, 20 people a week. Yeah.
So they tired. They don't even want to talk to you.
No, just rude, cuss you out when you walk in the door, stuff like that. Kind of grueling type of thing, Yeah. And I just wasn't passionate about the sales I was doing at the time.
But that was kind of a, I'm a little weird. Right. Like I'm starting to really like the bad in life, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm really starting to tap into it because like I don't want to celebrate being happy no more.
Right.
Yeah. I want to celebrate the opposite because it makes you so much stronger when you climb out of that hole. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. It's so strange.
That reminds me of a quote I heard online. And I'm going to butcher the hell out of it, too. It's really a story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was this guy, he was at a dental office, and he was waiting to get his teeth fixed up, and he looked down, he saw a magazine.
Okay.
And the magazine was How Do Lobsters Grow. You ever heard of this before? No? And so he picks up the magazine, and it's just a goofy little article and all, but basically what happens is lobsters, they're a real like slimy type creature inside of a real dense shell. Okay. And when it's time to expand, they go under a rock, they shed off their shell, and then they develop a new one. And then they come out, and then they're a hard lobster again. But the thing about it is, and this is the key thing, is that if lobsters were like you and I, you know what I mean, or just the general population, whenever they would start to feel that pain of that
interior pushing up against that shell, they're starting to feel that adversity. It's painful. It's time to shed. You know, these people just go and take a pain med, or they pick up the bottle. You know what I mean? Okay. And then they work off their pain like that. Okay. And then they stay in this real condensed shell.
Because they ain't worked the pain off.
And go through life painful.
They just hid it.
Yeah. Whereas, you know, if they were just to go under the rock, shed the shell, and re-go another one, you know, then they're growing.
Yeah.
So I butchered the hell out of it, man.
No, but you put it nicely.
Yeah.
Like, I got the concept. Like, yeah. I'm quite sure they got it too.
Yeah. So, like, in life, you're going to come through pain and adversity. Yeah. You know? And at times of pain is usually times of the best growth. Yeah. It feels good when you come out of it. It does, man. Yeah. I feel like a new man. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, back to when I started here, it was tough, man. You know, I was working that outside sales job. I moved on to selling Medicare insurance for a little while, which just
so also... So Medicare, too?
Right, yeah, okay, Medicare. Cool. I sold Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, you know, and just getting closer and closer back to what I like. Personal lines, dealing with regular people every day. Well, I worked for Allstate for a brief stint of time from home. Got back into the personal lines market. Okay. Was doing very well there. Was selling as a top performer in that program that they had. Okay. I was leading sales calls through the state, recruiting people, and things were going well, but it wasn't my dream, you know? Yeah. I wasn't my own boss technically, you know? I wasn't getting renewals. I wasn't having my own book of business. This is all stuff I dreamed about for a long time. So
after that, man, what I did is I got the farmer's opportunity, and at the time, you know, we took every little last bit of money that we had, every bit, and we threw a Hail Mary, man, into this job. So for the first 6 months, I didn't make anything, nothing.
So you said job, but you mean into your office?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I just want to, because this is important. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a job.
Right.
Because first, you're doing something that you absolutely love, and then two, it's on your own dime.
Right. 100%.
So it's your risk.
Everything is on me. Everything's on my shoulders. Yeah.
It's good.
It does feel good.
It's like working out.
Yeah,
that's why I'm addicted to working out now.
Right.
It's because you learn that to get the result you want, you have to feel this pain.
Right.
Right. So why run from it? Just embrace it.
Exactly. Well, and also too, like you can't look for the result immediately. You know what I mean?
No, it's a slow.
Like people, they'll work out and they'll go and like they'll stand in the mirror. Yeah. And then the very next week they'll stand in the mirror.
I see it.
Like, I don't. Yeah, nothing's changing. They'll step on the scale. Everything looks the same. You just got to trust the process, man. You know. Yeah. And that's the same way this is. You got to trust the process. When I got here, I was making nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was working my ass off. I was doing 40 hours plus a week of training, trying to become an agent. I was doing all the requirements that I needed, getting my office, getting my staff member, making the sales requirements to get my final contract. And then during that time, I'm also doing DoorDash at night to try to make some money.
Oh, shit.
I'm waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to go do landscaping work or help a buddy work on their car or go work on somebody's house just to make money. This is all while I'm growing my agency in the very beginning. Wasn't making anything. Had to pay bills though. So I grinded, man. You know, I got up before the sun, went to bed well after the sun. And then finally I got this office, and I remember getting the green light, got my final contract, and they said, look, all your job is now is to sell insurance. And like, man, it was just the best feeling in the world. That's all I got to do now. I have everything set up. I have the office. I have the phones. I got the internet. I got the computers. I got the staff member. I got all the fun equipment in the office, the desks, and all the fluff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now I just got to do what I know I can do. And then I started growing, man. Started growing. Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's awesome, man.
This is amazing. Well, all right, brother. So, anything you want to tell the people? You want to tell them where they can find you?
Yeah. So,
your social
lot of
medias
ways.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, Devin Leggett Agency on Facebook. We do teacher giveaways every month. So, if you know any teachers, nominate them. We'll supply their wish lists. Or, you know, we do Small Business Wednesdays where we go and we just highlight a small business in the area. We'd love to do that if you guys know any businesses in the Henry County area. We're also in Lake Dow over here in Pilgreen, so come by and see me if you're in the area. Yeah, so any way you can get in touch with us, Google me, look me up. I'm happy to take care of you.
Okay, and I will put all his information down in the comment section. And Devin, we appreciate you, man,
Awesome,
for sharing
man.
your story, bro.
Yeah, thanks for coming,
Until
man.
next time.
Absolutely,
All right,
brother.
brother.
Thanks.